In less than 10 words, describe what you and your business offers.
Sure. I help CEOs align their IT with their business goals.
Okay. What's the biggest challenge in your business right now?
You mean besides COVID? So when I'm not working with James on his business, and as most of you know, James and I, well, James has just said again, we've been working together for the last 15, 18 months or so now. But when I'm not working with James, then I'm a one-man band. So it's hard to do work and generate a steady stream of new opportunities. I tend to get really stuck into what I'm doing now. This engagement I told you about earlier at the Engineering Council is going to be very demanding. And I've got a couple of other clients, one in Tasmania and one in Abu Dhabi, who I would still like to carry on working with them, and they'd like to carry on working with me. But it's going to be hard to juggle everything. And right now, I probably don't need any more opportunities. But, if you stop bouncing the ball, then, things can come to a sudden end. So I suppose that's the biggest challenge.
Great. Share an interesting or fun fact about yourself or your business.
Ooh. Well, maybe this is not so much fun, but this was a rather embarrassing incident that happened to me many years ago. I was developing some IT policies for the Department of Land Affairs in South Africa, and I designed some posters to do the awareness building and spread the news about these new IT policies. And I drafted something and then sent it off to a graphic designer to come up with something much prettier. And then when the product came back, it went off for printing, and they printed 400 of these A0 sized posters. Goodness knows what it cost. I can't remember. And there was a spelling mistake on the wording. Not that I had made, but that the person the graphic designer that had failed to transcribe what I wrote onto the poster, and I hadn't checked it. And it was a complete waste of money and a bit of a lesson to me in proofreading.
Right. Who's your target audience?
So, CEOs of mid-sized businesses. Or it could be even a CFO. Sometimes IT reports into the CFO, but it's usually the CEO or the owner of the business that needs help with their IT.
Right. And what one thing can the members here do to help you?
Sure. Well, if you have clients that need a thorough but value for money health assessment on their IT function, that can be done remotely because I'm in Pretoria, then please introduce me.
Great. Paul, is there anything else that you'd like to share with us?
No, I think that's about it. What I think makes me stand out is that clients seem to like me. I care about the quality of work that I do and always try to give value for money. Sometimes spend more time on a job than I charge for. Not necessarily good business, but I think it is good business in the end, because if your clients are happy, they're going to keep coming back for more.
Right. Okay. Any questions for Paul? Comments, Susie?
Paul, sorry, because I'm just thinking, I know someone that's looking to expand what they're doing, and they're an IT person. And when I look at what we're doing, it's the systems more than the hardware. So for example, one of the projects we're working on, there's not just a website, but the whole flow of everything is just a bit of a disaster, and they're just not using things to the best of their ability. So could you be a little bit more specific?
Well, I've been in IT for 36 years, and although I suppose a lot has changed over that time, you know, I've really got a very broad spread from of skills, whether it's IT governance with COBIT or IT service management with ITIL, ERP migration, customer relationship management systems, data warehouse, cloud deployment, chatbots, robotic process automation, business intelligence, dashboards, visualization, those sorts of things. I'm not a website builder, but you know what I can do is give you a good idea of what you could be doing better with minimal investment.
Yeah. So okay. So it sounds like a lot like this person. He's like a floating CTO, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that is the sort of role that would make sense for me when I've got time. Is just spend a day a week with a different company, helping them with their technology, or CIO, CTO type of role.
Well, I'm happy to make an introduction for you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Other comments, questions, suggestions? Right. Sorry, John.
I was going to say, just in terms of how you engage with a client, do you have some sort of simple process or structure to what happens when we introduce you to someone? So,
I mean, a lot of what I do, I've learned from working with James over the years. So, a StratSnap process is very appropriate to a client engagement where you've got a leadership team that needs to do a critical issues analysis. So it's a bit like James's pulse measurement. I did a ICT health assessment at the Engineering Council where I was. Interviewed 17 stakeholders, execs, managers, key people, now each one-to-one, and wrote a lot of notes and synthesized that into 7 critical issues and 7 recommendations for action. And so that's quite a succinct report that I would produce, which is very digestible and action orientated. And then, the StratSnap is perhaps the quicker method of getting, in a 1 day or half day workshop, of getting everybody around the table, excuse me, and getting all the issues out and synthesizing those again as a team together. So those are the sort of 2 different approaches that both James and I have used to help clients: the pulse measurement, health assessment type thing, and the strategic snapshot.
Great.
And that would generally start with an interview with the CEO, to get a briefing and background to the problem.